The world isn't a level playing field. Meritocracy is a myth. And if you look at those at the top, you realize that behind every success story is an unfair advantage. But that doesn't just mean your parents' wealth or who you know. An unfair advantage is any element that gives you an edge over your competition, and we all have one.
64,000 is the median number of words per book. Average person reads about 200 words per minute. Simple math will tell us that is one book in 320 minutes. To accomplish this in 7 days, numbers say you would have to read for 45 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button, like, comment, and share. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Book of the Week series. Every week, as I read another amazing title, I share it with the world. My name is Igor S.F. Walker. Today, we look at the unfair advantage, how you already have what it takes to succeed, by Ash Ali and Hasan Kubba. So how about you slow down and relax? Reduce all that noise for just a bit. Make that choice and decide to listen. In this video, we look at a winner of Business Book of the Year award for 2021, drawing on over 2 decades of hands-on experience, including Just Eat, a startup now worth over £5 billion. Hard work and grit aren't enough. So we explore the importance of money, intelligence, insight, location, education, expertise, status, and luck in the journey to success. Stick around till the end. I will share with you some tools I have in use that will help you tremendously in this game of life. Discover a way to find out what actually motivates you, what innate human need is driving all of your decisions and your behavior. I will share some tools to improve your self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. Meritocracy means that those who merit it are the ones who achieve it. In other words, those who deserve to get rich, get rich. The underlying idea is that we can all be like those amazing billionaire entrepreneurs. If only we pulled our socks up. If only we got up at 4 a.m. and hustled hard enough. We read articles and watched news segments about their tips and tricks for success. We read their books that tell us we can all be like them if we were simply disciplined enough, hardworking enough, and had enough grit and perseverance. Bullshit. Success in the startup world is not simply awarded to the hardest workers. It is awarded to those who develop and use their unfair advantages. Now, by unfair advantages, we do not mean an unethical or an illegal advantage, although we're all sure there are many of those. An unfair advantage is a competitive upper hand, and your set of unfair advantages is unique to you. It is more than just a unique selling point. It is a fundamental leg up over the competition, and sometimes it is not one that is earned or worked for. The business idea is important, and we will talk about it. But before the idea comes you. Whether or not you intend to get investments into your startup, a big question to address is this: how do you attain that elusive traction in the first place? After all, most startups fail not because they cannot build a product, but because they cannot get enough customers and or users. Most startups fail not because they cannot build the product, but because they cannot get traction. Number one, a strong understanding of what unfair advantage is for both individual and a startup. Number two, an understanding of how to find and use your own unfair advantages to succeed in business. And number three, the Startup Quick Start Guide to get you going with a really solid foundation on this crazy journey. It is not about working harder. It is about working the system. Now, working the system has an unethical connotation like gaming the system or even cheating the system. We do not mean it in that way. We simply mean that it is not about working harder. It is about working smarter to succeed. An entire industry seems to have grown up around this hard work worship. After all, how many business self-help gurus and motivational speakers claim effort is virtually the only answer? Well, that and possibly their cheesy 5-step program to becoming a millionaire. Once you do buy the course or their book or their video series, what do you get? You get outdated tactics and generic regurgitated advice and motivation to hustle hard. Now, this oversimplification of hard work equals success is not only misleading, it can be downright confusing when you do not know what to work hard on. Remember what Evan Spiegel, co-founder of Snapchat and one of the youngest self-made billionaires, said, "It is not about working harder, it is about working the system. Working hard without working smart is useless." Every disadvantage can have a corresponding advantage and vice versa. Your circumstances and unfair advantages, whether apparently positive or negative, can actually be double-edged swords. It may feel defeatists or disempowering to think too much about the idea of luck, because it clashes so drastically with the modern belief that our lives are under our own control. It may also make us feel uneasy because of the idea of fairness. How is it fair for Evan Spiegel to be born with such a strong unfair advantages because of his high socio-economic status? Or you might even say, how is it fair that Oprah was born with such a dynamic and valuable gift? Life isn't fair. Life is too random and arbitrary to balance out and give everyone an equal share. We do not all have the same opportunities. We don't all get the same coming to us. That's why we have to make sure we are compassionate to others and to ourselves if life doesn't always work out quite as well as we'd hoped. We have to define success for ourselves in a way that's unconstrained by a narrow view of external achievement in order to be able to find happiness. How many people do you know who have worked really hard their entire lives, and yet they're still not free of financial worries? Or on the flip side, how many people do you know who are in positions of power and success who do not seem to deserve it? There are plenty of incompetent people who have made success of themselves as well. I'm sure we have all experienced working for a boss who was utterly inept or even did more harm than good to a company. People unaware of the true power of luck can become bitter, broken men and women, confused as to why they worked all their lives and didn't reach their goals. The truth is, your success is the combination of an unaccountably large number of factors, moments, and decisions collectively, we should always try to increase the fairness of society. But remember, we will never be able to fully eradicate human biases that do lead to unfair advantages. Instead, we want to leverage them, and hopefully ethically. Life isn't fair. But if you use the unfairness of life as an excuse to have a victim mindset, to stop yourself from striving to achieve your goals, to make your dreams a reality, then you're only shooting yourself in the foot. Hard work, grit, and perseverance are required. That's a given. However, success also comes from identifying and then leveraging elements which are outside of your immediate direct control. We call these elements unfair advantages. An unfair advantage is a condition, asset, or a circumstance that puts you in a favorable business position. And yes, we all have unfair advantages. Oh, your unfair advantages might be where you were born, who you know, and what money you have. Equally, your unfair advantages may be your personal interests, your skills, talents, and expertise, your lived experience that gives you a unique insight into a problem, or your ability to access a key audience, or build your company in a particularly advantageous place. Your unfair advantages cannot easily be copied or bought. Your set of unfair advantages is unique to you. Always partner up with somebody whose unfair advantages balance out yours. It is those who are successful who are most likely to be given special opportunities to lead to further success. It's the rich who get the biggest tax breaks. It's the best students who get the best teaching and the most attention. It is the biggest 9 and 10-year-olds who get the most coaching and practice. Success is the result of what sociologists like to call a cumulative advantage. Runaway success is what everyone is after. Such is the nature of success, and that's why small changes in initial conditions, like winning what Warren Buffett calls the ovarian lottery, the good fortune of being born to the right parents in the right place at the right time, and then enjoying other unfair advantages, can make a huge difference to future success. An always busy restaurant will attract more bookings. A film that is a box office success will attract more moviegoers. A book that's a bestseller will attract more readers. A YouTube video with lots of views will get even more views. In this context, the more unfair advantages you have, the more you are likely to accrue. The key is to start identifying and developing your own unfair advantages as soon as possible, no matter your age. All of what you earn through effort comes from a base of what you've lucked into, whether that is your place of birth, your good fortune to be born in this time in history, the love you've received growing up, the education you've received from childhood, the relationships you developed or grew up, your health, even your innate personality, including your inclinations and talents. You can work to develop unfair advantages for yourself based on what you have to start with. You can get an education, you can develop expertise, you can move cities or even countries, you can make friends, you can expand your networks, and most importantly, you can change your mindset. These are unfair advantages that you can develop proactively. Unsure what your unfair advantage might be? You're not alone. Believe it or not, most people have no idea what their advantages are, and if they have some inkling, it's usually restricted to knowing about their strengths in the form of skills. Now, skills and expertise are important, but there is much more to it than just that. It is critical to know yourself, because that self-awareness will make your path in life so much clearer, becoming more in touch with your motivation, personality, and mindset. Allows you to understand and develop your unfair advantages. It also allows you to develop those motivations and mindsets and even develop new unfair advantages. Fundamental idea is that in any field, ultra successful people, including the much heralded startup founders, achieve their success through a combination of ability, unique opportunities, and the type of random advantages that come from being born into a particular family and culture that supports their talents. Unfair advantages are not just about your strengths, which is what you'll often read about in business and in self-help books. The unique thing about the unfair advantage concept is that it also takes into the account your circumstances. 5 categories of unfair advantages which comprise the MILES, M-I-L-E-S, MILES framework. They are money, intelligence and insight, location and luck, education and expertise, and status, MILES. Money is the capital you have, or that you can easily raise. Intelligence and insight includes book smarts, social and emotional intelligence, as well as creativity. Location and luck is all about being in the right place at the right time. Education and expertise is both your formal schooling and also your self-learning, which gives you intellectual and technical know-how. Status is your social status, including your network and your connections. It is your personal brand. Other words, how you are perceived. It also includes your inner status, which is your confidence and your self-esteem. Expertise is simple. It is a self-thought process where, for the most part, you learn by doing. Begin by learning enough theory to get you started, but know that ultimately most of the real learning comes when you apply that theory and then get feedback from the real world as to how it is working. That is how you truly become an expert in something. Do not be afraid to be multidisciplinary. A lot of creativity comes from interdisciplinary thinking. So do not feel constrained by one specialist subject or expertise. You will gain a lot of value by going broad in your knowledge as well. Most people never get started. Be one of the few who actually do. Find a problem to solve. Speak to potential customers and users, and then develop a solution based on their needs. And make sure to charge for it. Otherwise, it's just a hobby, not a business. This is your time to shine. Finally, do not forget about the importance of gratitude. Whenever you feel thoughts spiraling, all the emotions of being hard done by, or being wronged in the pit of your stomach, or you feel inadequate, or like an imposter, just remember to breathe and think about all the things in your life that you are grateful for. You will be surprised at how many you will find. You already have what it takes to succeed. And there you have it. The unfair advantage. Please, do help out. It is easy. Simply like this video so more people can enjoy it. share it too and spread the word. Do leave a comment, and please do share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to my channel and stay up to date. And the link to this book is in the description below. Buy it. Read. Never stop learning, especially learning about yourself and nature and your unfair advantages. So take the free human needs test on my website and find out what actually motivates you. What innate human need is driving all of your decisions and your behavior. And if you feel you are ready to improve your self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management even further, do check out my Master of Life Awareness program. The links are in the description below. Discover your unfair advantages. Thank you. Love and respect.